Morning guys, how you doing? Yep, as I says in my message earlier, I have got literally no Wi-Fi. I'm going to try and upload this from my phone. So this should be interesting. Anyway, right, so for today's task, following on for last week's discussion, as you will probably remember, let me just get it back up just now. We were discussing remixing. So we spoke about the kind of the why people do remixes. We spoke about the pros, the cons. We then listened to a few examples. See, I mean, this bloody Wi-Fi. Come on. Aye, right. You's no further down. That's where the remix stuff is. Okay. So for today, I thought I'm going to let you loose with an actual remix. Okay, so I'm going to go through the steps on how to load this into BandLab. You'll be pleased to know that I've already sorted all like the stems out for this particular song. So it's a Taylor Swift song. It's a Shake It Off. Really good song. So let me just go through the steps on what you guys have to do. Right. Basically, I've got a folder in the file section called Taylor Swift. Okay, in here, it's still uploading just now, but in here is where you'll find all the stems. Okay, so remember when we spoke about last week, the stems basically relate to like the different instrumentation. Now I've had to shorten the instrumentation down and only select a few. The reason being, there is something like 20 odd tracks for this one song, and it exceeds the amount allowed for BandLab. But doesn't matter anyway. I've took the kind of main bits. So obviously you got the voice there, the trumpets are quite important, the overheads, which are the drums, you got the horns, and you got the bass. Okay. Now, so what I would like you guys to do for today is the following. I want you to open up. Hey, there's all the remix stuff there. I want you to open up BandLab. So, new project. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to import audio or MIDI. You're then going to, once you download that folder from Teams on your desktop or your phone or whatever, open the folder and then select all of these by clicking and dragging, or you can do it by holding shift and select them all. Then we're going to click open. Microphone access, I'm just going to say no just now. Now the one thing guys, make sure these tracks are bang right at the very start. Okay, once you've done that, it is really important that we set this thing up here. Okay, this is our tempo. Now I know I've already, because I've taught this before with my other classes, that the song is 160. All we do is just double click in there and we change that to 160, then hit return. Now it's going to ask you audio selection. Would you like to adjust existing audio regions? Don't adjust. Okay, the reason we don't adjust them is because we know that this song is already 160. All we're doing is telling BandLab to change that to 160. Right, now if I put on this thing here, which is the metronome, so it's going to start, you're going to hear the click.
Too late. Got nothing in my brain.
Perfect. That is absolutely bang on time. So, also, once you do that, I want you to go to the key, and I know that this song is in G major, and just select that. Okay. Now, it is entirely up to you guys what you do with this. Okay. So, for example, see the loops we looked at a couple of weeks ago. I could easily go to my loops and let's go to instruments, let's go to beats, and let's find a beat that we like. It's a bit boring. It's a bit much. Right, okay, I like that. So let's say I wanted to put that in. What one was that again? This one? Yeah, let's just say I wanted to use that one there, okay? All I would do is click and drag it into where you normally put it. Now, this is where your understanding of bars and beats comes into it, okay? Now, if you look along here, you're going to see your bars and beats. See up here, this basically indicates to you how many minutes the song is. However, we're not working in minutes, we want to work in bars and beats. So all you do is just click it and change that to beats and measures. So now, I'm going to turn my metronome off because that can be a bit of a pain. Let me just see if this drum kit works. Right, it's in time, but please notice there's a bar, or sorry, there's one beat with nothing happening. Okay, basically the song starts on the second beat. So what I'm going to suggest, let me just see if I can select all of these. When you import the song, all of them will be selected anyway. What I'm going to suggest, guys, is move them along to bar 5, okay? Right there. Now, my reason for that is, think about the metronome. 2 3 4 2 2 3 4 3 2 3 4 4 2 3 4 bang. Okay, it just means you're starting from a fresh, if you like. Don't be wrong, yet you could get away with it up there at 1, but again, me personally, I'd probably move it to bar number 5. But again, that's just me. So entirely up to you guys. Now, the beauty about having this set at 160 BPM, and you're basically doing what's called working to the grid, which basically means you can bring in any loop. You can bring in any loop, and as long as you're starting on the beat, remember, start on the beat, everyone should work. So what I can start to do is, let's hear it without the drums. Now, it would probably a good idea to get all these in order. So just so you know, overhead, that means your drums. Right, so that's our 2 drum tracks. So that's me just put that new kind of a drum sample in. Now, the song's in G major. Remember last week I told you that if, let's say, we were to go to, let's go to keyboard. See if we look down here, it tells you the key of the keyboards and other instruments, okay? So you're looking for something in G major. Now, again, it might work well, it might not work. This is the whole thing about doing a remix. It's up to you guys to edit these. So, like, you might only want to use a certain amount of the drums, you might only want to use a certain amount of the vocals, you may not want to use any of the horns. It's completely up to you guys, okay? So what I'm going to say is, really use this to experiment, okay? Listen to how different sounds or different instrumentation sounds. So there we go with this. It's quite quiet. Right, okay, I like that, okay? So let's get it right on the beat. We'll start it at, so again, let's just hear it together. So if I hit solo for the vocals, so that's the horns, was the vocals. Right, there's both vocal tracks here, let's bring them down. So all I'm doing is just adjusting these guys, that's all I'm doing. Right, let me get my beats right here. So that'd be 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I wanted to start about on bar 6. And let's just see what this sounds like.
Not too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say.
So again, just those two things together, and let's say we want to bring in a beat. Yeah, let's get some techno in there. Alright, so let's put this in here, and let's just see what sounds. Remember, we click that wee bit there to loop the track. Now, as I says, guys, make sure when you're editing, you're snapping it to the grid. And let's get a listen.
I say I'm too.
Try that again.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say.
So there you go. I've only used the vocal out of all those tracks. I could start to bring in other tracks, but again, guys, it is entirely up to you. That's the whole point of a remix, is making it your own, putting your own kind of a style on it. So I hope that makes sense to you. Now, as I says, my Wi-Fi is down at the moment. I'm using my phone, and so if you message me and I don't get right back to you, please be patient. But just, I'll put this video up. This is hopefully explained everything what you're going to do. Now remember, what I will say to you guys is, before you even start thinking about mixing, okay, don't think about mixing. What you're doing just now is getting all of your audio elements together, okay? So it's almost like you think about a recipe, okay? You open up a recipe book, it's got all the ingredients, so you get all your ingredients first, i.e. all your audio elements, then it goes on to the kind of a method, the method being your mix, okay? Now this isn't an assessment of that, this is just a formative assessment for you guys. Just, huff from it, play about with it, try, even look up different remixes of this song and think to yourself, right, okay, can I do something different? And yeah, so have fun, guys. I hope that makes sense, and I will see you online on Thursday. Alright guys, cheers.